So I just finished a Q&A video for the SyncEdge members, and there was one question that I thought was a really interesting one and something that might be insightful for all of us here in YouTube land. So I wanted to share it with you. So this member asked me, do exclusive music libraries shop, like actually go out and pitch your music to their clients? Or is it more of a case where your tracks are just kind of sitting in their catalog passively and their TV film clients come, log in, and select the music, sort of like just discover your tracks on their own organically? He wanted to know which one is it, and I said actually both happen if you're with the right company. Okay, so that's what I really wanted to share with you guys. So if you're working with a boutique, usually boutiques meaning small, kind of a couple of people running the operation, but they still have really high quality relationships. The reason why it's so important, I feel, to work with a smaller music library is because there is a personal connection you can actually get from a company like that, right? You actually can have the CEO's phone number in your cell phone. You can have the CEO's email address in your Gmail account. And you guys should be on a regular communication basis in some way. It could be email, phone, text, whatever it is. But they should know you. They should know your name. They should know a little bit about you. They should know your music fairly intimately. And you should know a little bit about them and who their clients are and what they're working for. So this kind of personal relationship has to be there in order for that first scenario to be true. The scenario where the library is actually actively taking your tracks and pitching them to their clients. In my career, how it's worked is that they'll usually let me know, hey, we have this client that's putting out a bunch of, let's say, sports programming. They need a lot of high energy rock music. Jesse, you've got some great high energy rock tracks. We're actually going to be creating a custom playlist for this client through our website, our Source Audio website usually, and your tracks are getting included. And they'll let me know that to get me pumped up on it, essentially, to know, hey, like, they know who I am, they know what kind of music I make, and they know that my music can be used for certain applications with their clients' needs, right? So that's usually how I've gotten notified from my library partners that my music is being actively pitched, not just sort of sitting on their website all the time and letting clients find it, but they're actually putting my tracks in front and emailing their clients and saying, here's a new playlist we made just for you, just for what you guys are working on. You guys let us know what you're doing. We want to make sure that we're serving you by giving you as many tracks that are going to be useful for your particular project that you're working on, right? So that definitely happens when you're working with a high quality company. And of course, the sort of passive discovery can happen where your tracks are sitting in their catalog online and all of their clients have login credentials, granted that they have a contract with the library. And these TV and film producers can come in and just search by tempo, by genre, by mood, by emotion. That's why getting your metadata right is so important, because if you're trying to be all things to all people, you will never be found in any search. So you really need to make sure that you are getting great at the one specific thing that you're doing, and make sure that your metadata, of course, sort of reflects all that. And this is why, this is what I was telling this student, having these personalized relationships. This is why I don't believe going and submitting your music to Songtradr or just big companies like that, right? Not necessarily knocking them for anything, but the fact that if it's kind of just like open doors to anybody, like anybody can literally create an account, upload tracks, put it on there. Well, you have zero chances basically of creating any personalized relationship in a platform like that, right? So I see a lot of producers and musicians running to those platforms, mostly because it's the fastest way in, right? Because it's literally about just, paying a membership fee, uploading your tracks. I don't even know if they do charge membership fees or not, but you basically don't have to kind of get accepted by them, right? You can literally just create an account, throw up music, and you can say, well, my music's out there now, right? Some supervisor can find my tracks. It's possible, absolutely. But your chances are very, very, very small. If that's what you're counting on for full-time income, basically just being passively discovered on a website that already has, I don't know, is it millions of tracks by this point with Songtradr? I don't know, hundreds of thousands, but I'm not to pick on Songtradr. There's a lot of other companies that are like that, where there's hundreds of tracks out there, hundreds of thousands of tracks. And you throwing up a couple up there and hoping that you'll just stand out somehow, even if you have amazing music, just the mathematical odds of that are so small, okay? So that's why these boutique exclusive music libraries, the ones that I recommend in SyncEdge, that's why I do recommend those particular types of companies, because they're a little trickier to get in. Obviously, you do need to come to them with a full album, usually 10 to 12 tracks, ready to go. That's just a huge hurdle that many producers find a really hard time doing. But also doing your research, knowing who you're submitting to, what they're all about, who their clients are, what kind of placements they've received. So you're coming into their fold knowing a lot about the business that they do, and also just in the way that you approach them this way will make them realize that you're a serious person and that they can actually create a relationship with you, because you're not just some anonymous person throwing music up to a website, right? That's what a lot of the sync licensing world is. It's just anonymous producers throwing stuff up and hoping something sticks. You got to get into this for personal relationships if you want serious income. If you want a serious chance of making this your full-time job, I'm telling you guys, there's no way I'm doing this full-time if I'm uploading to Songtradr all the time, or some website like that, where it's like, well, I'll just throw up a whole bunch of music and hope that something kind of keeps going. I'd rarely, if ever, hear of stories of people doing very well with that strategy. I couldn't have done this without the people that backed me, right? And the people that backed me were the libraries that signed me and advocated for me. They actually cared about my music. They cared about me. They wanted me to win. They wanted to succeed because, of course, if I get the placement, they get the placement. If I make money, they make money. It's a win-win, beautiful, wonderful scenario. Usually it's 50-50 split with everything. And so that has to be in your career as well. So I wanted to just make this quick video to remind you guys how important your relationships are with these music libraries.